Welcome back to another edition of the Turn on the Jets 12-pack. Make sure to check out our store at The Loyalist, and to subscribe to the TOJ podcast. Hit us with a rating. Odds to win the AFC Conference in 2020 have recently been released. If you're looking to get into betting on sports, this might be one you want to avoid, as the Jets have some of the longest odds at 2,500, unless you think the Jets are being vastly underrated. 12 final pre-NFL draft New York Jets takes until the action hits next week. One hype meter down. Just one man's observation, and something nobody seems to want to talk about, is that despite the Jets having a top 3 pick, this is one of the least hyped drafts in recent memory. This is not surprising after the team landed an apparent franchise quarterback last season after an aggressive trade up to the same draft spot. With Darnold on the roster, there is not that this could be the most critical pick the Jets make in a generation vibe. The prevailing narrative this year is twofold: a seemingly fruitless quest to find the perfect trade-down partner in a draft that is not top-heavy with elite talent, and a debate over which front seven defender to select if they stay put. Where is the O? Once again, just one man's observation, and something nobody seems to want to talk about, is that it is a major bummer there is no offensive target for the Jets to help Sam Darnold with the 3rd overall pick. This is an offense-dominated league. It is a nice to have a good defense. It matters notably less than having a good offense. And before you point to the Super Bowl score, remember that both teams finished top 5 in offensive DVOA and in the bottom half of defensive DVOA to get there, and were fresh off winning in their respective championship games despite allowing a combined 54 points in that round. The perfect scenario would have the Jets adding an elite offensive lineman to protect Sam Darnold, or a Calvin Johnson-type receiver to be his prime target for the next 10 years, but unfortunately this is a crap receiver class, at least in terms of first-round prospects, and an offensive line class that is also thin at the top. 3. The good news is, if the Jets can't trade down, likely it if the Cardinals select Kyler Murray, is that they will have multiple high-floor, impact front 7 players to pick from. There is no Josh Allen, the quarterback-level mistake staring them in the face. I am not crazy about taking Quinnen Williams, and I'd prefer they go with a Josh Allen, but you can't riot over a Williams selection, because at a minimum, he becomes a much better version of Leonard Williams and allows the Jets not to pay him long-term after this season. For a dream scenario, there is probably no logical way for this to happen with their current collection of picks and who is behind them, but in this writer's perfect world, the Jets would trade their way around to having 2 selections in the back half of the first round, land Garrett Bradbury to be Darnold's center for the next decade, and take Noah Fant to make the Jets truly loaded up with passing game weapons for Darnold. I want offense, and I want endless help for Sam. 5. Trade down pessimism. IR feels inevitable that Kyler Murray is going 1st overall, which is likely to kneecap any chance the Jets have of trading down. That being said, at this time last year, it was a foregone conclusion that Sam Darnold was going 1st overall, so anything is possible. Still, the safe money is on the Jets acquiring more picks by trading down at some point on day 3 or moving Darren Lee, which is going to happen at some point before week 1. 6. 3rd round pressure. If the Jets stay with their current collection of picks, it is immensely important they do not punt away their 3rd rounders, aka Ardarius Stewart and Lorenzo Maldon. Every pick is a dart throw, but when you get into day 3, you are really chucking them from way back there. Jets have to find impact players on their only day 2 swings, ideally on the offensive side of the football, if they are going to defense 3rd overall. 7. Meme life. It has become a meme among Jets fans at this point that Maccagnan is going to draft an old middle-round prospect on the defensive side of the football. Let's hope he ends that meme this year, and with a new coaching staff won't go down the Dylan Donahue, Nathan Shepard route again. 8. NFL comparisons for potential Jets 1st-round picks. Josh Allen, Jamie Collins, Quinnen Williams, Rich Mans, Sheldon Richardson, Ed Oliver, Fletcher Cox, Nick Bosa. 5% off Joey Bosa. 9 Jets percentage likelihood in round 1. Josh Allen 35%, Quinnen Williams 30%, trade down 20%, Nick Bosa 10%, other 5%. 10 top 10 mock Cardinals, Kyler Murray Niners. Nick Bosa Jets, Josh Allen Raiders, Quinnen Williams Bucks, Devin White Giants, Montez Sweat Jags, Rashawn Gary Lions, TJ Hawkinson Bills, Jawan Taylor Broncos, Drew Lock 11 Day 3 predictions. The Jets will trade down at least once to compile more picks in the 6th round and also move Darren Lee for a 5th round pick. 12 biggest potential Jets surprise, taking out Oliver 3rd overall. Share this. Author, Joe Caporoso. Joe Caporoso is the owner and EIC of Turn on the Jets. His writing has been featured in the New York Times, Huffington Post, MMQB and Adweek. Caporoso played football his entire life, including 4 years at Muhlenberg as a wide receiver, where he was arguably the slowest receiver to ever start in school history. He is the VP of social media at Whistle Sports. View all posts by Joe Caporoso. Let's block ads.